Welcome to the Walking Blind Podcast, episode 111. 11 or 12? Which one are we on? Are we on 12, Jesse? How many times have we done this? How many episodes are there now?
Oh shit.
I think this is 112, right? 112, like the band that sings that Peaches and Cream. You know? They have that song, Peaches and Cream.
Wait,
You know, something about ice cream. Yeah.
I vote you really talk like that, and the other voice you're doing is fucking fake as shit. So you're actually letting it out right now.
This is real for me, okay? Okay. This is real life.
112.
112.
112.
There really was that group, 112. They sang Peaches and Cream.
I thought you were like fucking up with 311 or something.
No.
I was like making a whole new.
I was like, oh, Mike, close. Not even close, Mike.
Walking Blind is hosted by overly emotional dudes who overthink and overanalyze everything. Nothing the hosts say should be taken as medical advice or opinion. They're not professionals. They're about to make that very clear.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Walking Blind Podcast. This is episode 112 of the show where we like normalize checking on the homies. I'm Mike. That is also Mike. And this week in the studio, we got our boy Jason Hernandez. Jason Hernandez. You may know him from a little site called PitCam. Vidz with a Z. Been in the hardcore scene. Been writing music. Been some jams.
All that shit.
Let's talk all of it, man. Welcome.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm stoked to be here. Been watching all the episodes for a while now, so stoked to be on here. I know I'm bugging you guys. I'm sorry. I was just like, can't wait.
I'm stoked we actually got to make this happen because, and especially, you know, like we've been running into each other at shows. We've been seeing all the videos you've been posting that your page has been like, growing tremendously. And then I want to talk to you about like your music projects too. Like what's
hell yeah,
what's going on. So
let's get into all that.
So, yeah, let's do it.
Where we started.
Let's dive in. Let's start with PitCam Vidz because I feel like the first some of the first things that I saw ended up blowing up and like going viral. Like just one of the videos that was just fucking making me laugh was when you had the pit footage and all the music was removed and it was just fucking like windbreaker sounds and sneakers.
I made that like middle of the, I just could not. I have bad insomnia, so it's like 3 a.m. and like I was just like working on editing, and then so that was originally footage for my homie's band. I forgot. Fuck. What's the band called? Provoke. My homie's band Provoke. Anyway, so during their set, I was doing like a pit cam for them, and then just being stupid, I like did all the, you know, what do you call it, all the effects and all that and whatever. I sent it to my homie Justin from Destruction of a King and Low Love. I sent it to him in like the middle of the night, and he was like, this is golden.
Yeah.
He's like, this is gonna like blow up. I was like, you think so? And I posted it, and yeah, man. Dude. That's what I like. I get to be like a fucking dork on there because not everything's just like super tough guy serious shit. You know what I mean? Like I love all the violent shit I get. That's why you know the beatdown scene and all that. For sure. But like anything stupid like that, like I don't give a fuck. It's my page. I'm gonna post. It makes me laugh. I'm gonna post it. So.
But I think that's the beauty of it is because this scene that we're all involved in is like it's known for being hard, being tough. Everything is just like so. And there are dudes that are in this scene, and some chicks too, that are like tough as nails. And that's all. Like there's no smiling. There's no fucking. There's no like it's.
Yeah, but some of it
hard.
Is
but
genuine, some of it's not though. So some of them trying to be tough, but
anyway. And it just comes with the territory. But it's cool to see like poking fun at our own stuff, right? Like,
well, some of the people in the videos, like the joke shit I've done, like even that one, are people that don't really like me or pick Camden.
Which makes it even better.
So I'm just like, motherfucker. And it's funny because like, they still don't follow me. They don't comment. They don't say anything, but I know they're pissed. But like, they must look every once in a while, like, you know, at the comments and people are talking shit and like, what is this kung fu, whatever. I don't know, it's just hilarious, man.
Dude, so what was the, actually like, let's kind of rewind way further back. Like what was your introduction to heavy music, or what was your introduction to punk rock? Like, let's start
I was gonna say
from the beginning.
Like for most people, it was punk first. I mean, well, pop punk. So, fuck, what was the first? there was a Christian store. I remember a Christian like coffee shop like in Chino Hills where I used to live, and like
Oh,
do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah.
By Albertsons,
Yeah.
like yeah. And that was the first album I ever bought was Reliant K, Anatomy of the Tongue in Cheek. So it was pop punk stuff first, but then my mom like during the 90s and then early 2000s was still like keeping up from what was on like TV before she went like more like a lot more religious and didn't like listen to like secular music anymore. But so of course Green Day, you know, she had Dookie, like she was the one that put it on in the car. I know.
So your mom was into like punk
Yeah.
stuff. Oh,
like
cool.
well, yeah, she was just into like whatever was like on the radio, and like
right.
in the 90s, late 90s was like still good with
Yeah,
like
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
having more
There
punk
was still
shit.
cool stuff on
But
the
yeah,
radio.
you know, or whatever was on, and she would keep, you know, the Offspring, just all that stuff, you know. So pop punk-ish type stuff. Then I found like street punk. That's when I started to like get into it by myself. You know what I mean? That's when I was like, yeah, like she would take me to record stores, even though she was pretty Christian then. It was hilarious because like she would take me to Dr. Strange Records, and I would go in there and like I would pick out different CDs, and they would say like "fuck society" and stuff like that. And she would let me, like, she would just be like, I don't know. I'd be like, please, like, and she'd be like, I guess so, but just, you know, don't listen to the lyrics too much and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, but
That's
look how it
least
turned
you're
out though. 'Cause
supportive,
I did
like-
listen to the lyrics, and then that turned into little shit. But yeah, so it was cool, you know. So it was punk for me first, and then street punk though is like, that's what like really like, you know what I mean, like hit me, and I was just like, oh fuck, like of course the Casualties, just his fucking voice, like super, you know, like basically screaming and stuff. Yeah, you know, angry
Pissed, yeah.
Pissed.
and
Yeah,
aggressive, and then I got into like, I didn't get too much into crust, but anything just heavier from there. And then my older brother, got me into post-hardcore, so bands like Poison the Well, From Autumn to Ashes, of course Norma Jean, and then eventually like the Chariot and stuff. Then when I started going to shows and like moshing and all that was, I was maybe like 14, and I started going to church shows. So it was like Christian metalcore and shit like that, like the Stronghold back in the day. I don't think I went to the nitty gritty that much, but either way, yeah. So that's when I like actually started going to shows, was like Christian metalcore stuff,
Okay.
and then Christian deathcore, and then I got into like everything else.
Okay.
which we've talked about a couple times on the show, was like a very violent scene still.
Yeah.
Even though it's Christian.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. I was scared back then too, because like the crews would still show up and shit like that, and I was only like 14, and like, and back in the day it was vicious, man. Like you didn't even have to like crowd kill someone, or like you would just mosh next to someone and they grab you and just like beat the shit out of you. Like, and so yeah, it was intense.
We're doing this in the name of the Lord.
Yeah. But the shows fucking went off though, man. It was fun.
Dude, it's crazy that like, and I feel like it's not just a Southern California thing. Like church shows, like especially if you found like a church that was good at putting on shows and were down to just let it happen.
Yeah.
Those were some of the sickest shows that you could play. Like even if it was like, there's no stage here, there's a shitty PA, but everybody's hyped to be here, and everybody's so stoked on this show that it's rad.
Yeah, I've been to a lot of shows where I've seen like back in the day the flyer, like it'll be like a really heavy like violent band, especially that they're like not even Christian and they're like some like atheist whatever. It would say blah 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 church this street whatever. I'm like, are you sure? Like, and then you go and it'd be fucking insane, man. But yeah, it's good shit. But it was mainly it was like post hardcore is what I started getting into, like heavier stuff that's more like, you know, along the lines of hardcore. But deathcore was like my prime of moshing, I guess.
Yeah.
That was like out of high school, like 18, 19, going to the Glass House all the time with December Decimation, fucking
Summer Slaughter.
yeah, all those, dude, yeah. And then they started having the backyard Pomona scene for me was really important. There was a bunch of backyard shows back in the day with Pomona. It was like mainly deathcore stuff, but that's when it started getting really violent, and like it was a blast. I knew everyone there. We'd fucking just get drunk and like throw chairs and like, you know, tables and shit.
This was like 05, 06.
Yeah, around there, like is where it started to get like stronger and stuff, and then yeah, man. So that for me is when it started to get like more DIY and more like violent and more more real and raw for me.
I played in a band called Declare Your War back then, and we
Declare
used
Your
to-
War?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we used to always get put onto these like we would just take whatever show we could get.
Yeah.
Right. It was like whoever was book us sick, and we would always end up on these like we were like the oddball out. Like we were not as heavy as all the other bands playing around us, but fuck it, we're gonna show up and we're just gonna.
Yeah,
rip
well,
it.
it's Pomona too. Like you'd get like a punk band once in a while or whatever. I mean, that's starting to happen again, but
Yeah.
you get like not as heavy shit, and then of course the metalheads and hardcore kids would fight and all that. But
I kind of love it. I kind of love the mixed bills, especially now. Like as I get older, I like having like
It's different now though. It's weird. Like
Yeah.
it is cool, but like everyone's talked about, and I've said many times in Pitcam shit, like the TikTok kids, as I call them.
Yeah.
That's so weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's cool. Like I'm really welcoming to like people. You know what I mean? I don't like bully kids like that and shit. Like they want to do their own thing. Like if you're in my way and I'm moshing whatever, but I'm not gonna like target some like 14-year-old kid, even though I just posted that meme on TikTok. Anyway, but yeah, it's weird, dude. Like kids are learning that shit from TikTok, and then you have like a kid wearing like a corn shirt, but he has like Liberty spikes, but he has like but he's into like.
With like bondage pants.
Yeah, but he's into like rap and shit. It's the weirdest thing, but for sure.
It's kind of wild to see, because I told you earlier, like we're shooting a video in a couple weeks here at the house, and like just thinking about like styling these younger versions of ourselves, like, oh, how did we dress back then?
Yeah.
You're like, oh, all of it's in fashion right now. We'll just fucking go to the store and buy it. It's right there.
There's like a kid out there I'll see, and it's like literally all phases that I have.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm like,
but all at once.
Yeah, all in fucking one. I'm like, for sure. Even a little scene emo in there, you know. But
So in your because I feel you're probably at a lot more shows than we are these days. Are you seeing a lot more of the kids that are just showing up just because, oh fuck, there's shows and like there's stuff going on like that may not necessarily be there for the bands. They're just there to hang out with their friends.
I mean, yeah, I see more and more of that. Like, again, it depends. Like, if there's like, what's that one band? I don't know. It depends. Like, if there's a band that has
hype.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, hype or whatever, then it's going to be like packed and it's going to be mainly hardcore kids and all that. But like some of the newer bands, like, I don't know, it just depends. But I don't know. Yeah. Sorry, I'm like trying to.
Like I feel like I've seen like shout out Jules and God Awful. Like their shows, like their crowds are not strictly hardcore kids, right? Like,
Oh, there you go. That's a perfect example. So some shows that God Awful will play, depending on the lineup, it'll be just mainly like hardcore kids, people that are in the scene that know what it's about and all that. But then sometimes God Awful will play with other bands, and then it's just like a super mixed crowd. But I don't know. Yeah, it just depends.
Yeah. So going from essentially like punk rock, you know, get into heavier bands and things like that. Yeah. But you played in bands. Coming up too, right?
Yeah, I started off playing drums when I was a kid first. My dad was like super adamant on like me learning something because he's a musician. My mom sings, my brother plays stuff. So I came from a musical family. My dad actually, shout out to him. He was in the 80s rock scene, like mainly like hair metal stuff. Yeah. I didn't know the extent. Okay, like I thought my dad, like I would hear stories once in a while. Mainly my mom would tell stories like at family things, or she'd be like, whatever, like fucking a Motley Crue shirt. Oh yeah, I knew them. I'm like, whatever. And then all of a sudden I start, like, the older I get, my dad's like really conservative, like chill guy. Mm-hmm. I started seeing photos of him and Axl Rose. Not posing, like candid. Like hanging out, like laughing, cracking up. Which Slash, I found out fucking Lars Ulrich from, you know, Metallica, like hit on my mom at this one show. And like my dad was like, yeah, no, I'm like kind of like, you know, put his arm around her, and then like he left, and then my mom was like, oh, he's like kind of weird. And Slash comes out of nowhere, he's like, yeah, man, the dude's kind of weird. And my mom's like, coming from you? Like, I can't even see your fucking eyes. Like, but yeah, man, it's crazy. They came from like that scene. And then my dad got like, he kind of carried like, what do you call it? Like kept up with the times too, as far as like heavy music. So he got into nu metal. Oh, so he got into like, he showed me Korn and like Slipknot and all that. He'd play it in the garage when I was a kid and all that. But what was your question? I always go off topic. What were we talking about?
You playing music.
Oh yeah, so I'm gonna go off topic a lot. I do that. ADHD. We do too. But yeah, so he came from, you know, music. He plays guitar really well. So he was supposed to go to a Kiss, what do you call it, audition too. Yeah, another thing, but crazy. But anyway, so he played music, and then he got me a little drum set, and then like right off the bat, I just like took to it. You know what I mean? So I played drums fairly well. I would say like I'm a pretty good drummer. Guitar, I got into eventually. I'm a decent guitar player, decent bass player, decent singer. I can stay on key. Mm-hmm. But mainly for me, it's songwriting. Like songwriting is my fucking thing. That's like that's what keeps me sane. You know what I mean? So like I don't even play much shows because I'm like always chronically ill and shit. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's just songwriting. But yeah, that's how it all started for me.
Yeah, because when Alex was here, he was saying that, you know, you had been jamming with them, like writing some songs and stuff like that.
Well, yeah, I was in Destruction of the King, like technically for like a month. I think I was like in it before they went on tour, and like I wrote
back in the day.
yeah, back in the day, like in high school. I was like 17. I was gonna play drums for them, and then I like couldn't write cool enough parts, and I was like, nah, never mind. And then I like got in again and wrote one song, like helped with what was it, Make It Rain, I think, or something like that. And then I like was out again, and then they took me out on tour when I was like 18, and I was like, oh fuck. And that was a month long, like all the way to the East Coast. So
And
that was a huge deal to me.
Did he tell us to ask you about your first heavy show that he brought you to?
Yeah, he talked about on here. Okay. As Blood Runs Black, I don't even remember who else played. As Blood Runs Black, that's all I gave a shit about. But
Right.
Was at Smart City Grinds back in the day in Azusa. So that was like, I had to be like 13, 14, something
Okay.
like that. And I got a signed stick from the drummer.
Mm-hmm.
And I still have it to this day, like somewhere. From like
shit.
the original drummer. Yeah, man. I was all like fangirling and shit like that. I went up to him. I caught one of his sticks. I was like, can you sign it? And then, yeah, man, it was cool. But
Yeah, that's rad.
But yeah, I've been in bands. Yeah, I played drums in a few bands, just like rock and roll bands and shit like that, just like basic rock shit. And then, yeah, I played guitar in Instructional King for a little bit. Another band called Beginnings that was like heavier shit. And then everything. Oh yeah, I did vocals for just vocals for a pop punk band called Can't Slow Down, named after Saves the Day's first album.
Oh yeah.
So-
Yeah, we were super like super pizza shit. Like it was pretty bad.
It'd be rad if it was like Can't Slow Down, but everything was just super mellow.
Yeah, just
tempo,
fucking
like, just slow shit.
well. Man, it was that, and then Bitter Lip, and then everything else from there. Though after Can't Slow Down, I didn't really perform anymore. So I would be in like projects that I wrote everything to. So I did the band thing for a bit of like being in a band with someone, and dude, I have a loogie. I gotta fucking woo. I'd be in bands with people and do the whole, you write something, I write something, blah, blah, whatever.
Right.
And after a while, I would just write like all the time at home. And I was like, dude, I fucking love this, like being in control of everything.
Yeah.
So I was like, I can't be in bands because if I am, like, I am a control freak.
Yeah.
Like some of my close friends love my writing, but they're like, yeah, I can't be in a band with you.
Yeah.
Because you'll write everything. And they're like, the thing that sucks is it's good too. Like it's better than like what we wrote. But yeah.
So, and then most recently, I had seen that you had posted. What was the project called? Was it Falgrove?
Yeah, Falgrove. Yeah, again, at this point, I'm literally just like, because I can't perform, I'll just write shit. I mean, I write constantly, but once in a while, I'll be like, all right, which one do I want to save up enough money to like just track and put out?
Yeah.
And literally just for me. Like, it's literally just for me. I don't do fucking Facebook ads and all that. That's super expensive in any way. Like, and I'm a one-man band, so it's like, I have to pay for everything. You know what I mean? So if I'm
Right,
gonna track
right,
with someone, like they'll cut deals sometimes, but
Yeah.
it's still like I gotta pay for a 5-piece band. But
Yeah.
it's me. But,
So you're coming in and you're recording drums, you're recording guitar.
So I write and record everything. So that's what I'm doing right now. So Falgrove was just a quick little like, I was like, all right, this is gonna be my hardcore project. I basically want as much shit under my belt as possible. So I just want to put a bunch of shit on Spotify, and I signed up for the like you can do like 10 artists or more. So like I'm just doing as much as I can.
Dude.
So you just made your own label with like all your.
Yeah, I do have my own label called Bright Mind Records, and like I write everything, but so it's Falgrove. It's like more hardcore type stuff, and then I have one called Cultra coming out soon. It's more like deathcore beatdown type stuff. So I have the pop punk Bitter Lip, and then a more indie rock, like emo type thing called Philly Marger. And all of those have like music out. They're all on Spotify, and some of them have music videos too. Yeah,
Damn.
dude, it's fun, man.
That's fucking rad.
Yeah.
So when you do music videos for these, are you just like, it's just me, and then we're.
Yeah, no, literally, I just ask homies because people will come up to me like, who's it? My friend Diego. He's in, I think he's still in Destruction King. Ooh, I don't know right now. I think he's still, or he was in.
I think he is. So.
He was in Low.
My bad.
Low.
Yeah, they've had a lot of like homies
yeah.
going in there. I forget to keep up, but yeah, Low Love. But Diego, anyway, he hit me and Justin up because it was me and Justin's like kind of project, and I told him, I was like, hey, is this cool? He's like, yeah, I'm down, and he pitched in a little bit for it, and then he hit me up. He was like, want to do a music video? I was like, fuck yeah.
Sick.
So he hit me up for that. My other friend Jared, he did all my other music videos for like cheap, just because he's a homie. So yeah.
So because am I making this up, or did I see Brian from 97 Minutes?
Yeah, sorry, that's what I was gonna get to. I was like, I literally just asked like homies. I'll just hit him up and be like, do you want to be in a music video? So Brian's actually, he's in a Philly Marger music video. So it's like really like chill, like soft singing shit. And like my homie Quinn's on drums, and he has like glasses, kind of nerdy looking dude, and I'm dressed all kind of like indie whatever, and then you have Brian fucking all like
Just
yeah, dude.
just
it looks so
buff,
dope.
tattooed, and
Yeah. So he's in 2 of my videos.
Sick.
Shout out Brian, 97 minutes. I love you, bro.
Dude, so for you when you're writing, is it something one of those
Also,
things where
sorry.
Oh, go.
Brian was in my first pop-up band too. By the
way.
way, when he was like 16, I had to throw that out there. Brian, shout out. Thanks for helping me with that. Anyway, what were you saying?
So for you, like you like write for like these different genres. I'm trying to think how to word this. So like when you have an idea, do you sit down and you're like, okay, I'm writing for this indie project now.
Yeah.
And do you just stay in that stream, or are you just constantly writing and then things just kind of like, today I wrote this pop punk song, so it's going to this. Today I feel like playing hardcore, it's going to that.
I haven't had like phases, if you will, in a while, or like a, what do you call it? Not a phase, but like when you're just, you're into something for a while. Like, okay, I've been into pop punk for months now. I'm like super, you start going back to your old shit.
Yep.
You discover all the old, I forgot about this MXPX album. I forgot about that. And you're like, oh my God, I want to do this. You get all passionate. I haven't been like that in a while because my mental state has gotten more like, my emotions have gotten more, what do you call it? Erratic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, so I'll literally write, I'll go from pop punk to emo to indie rock to acoustic to heavy shit sometimes in 1 or 2 nights.
Yeah.
I will literally go back and forth, and if my mood is like that, it's fucking wherever the roller coaster is going, I go with it. I'm like, I'm gonna write this shit.
Cool.
And that's
So
why I write
it's
all that
just
stuff to
straight emotion based.
Yeah, man, it's just to keep sane. I never give a shit about if anyone's gonna hear it. I just do it to keep sane. And that's my favorite part about writing music. It's just like being in there with my guitar. I only have like 2 guitars. I don't even have a drum set, a shitty bass, and I just make it work. And then I worry about tracking and like getting it out there if I want to. But so yeah, the writing process is just like fucking all over the place.
Wherever you're at in that moment.
It's cool though, because it's like it, as an outlet, it's like, this is literally what I'm feeling in this moment.
Yeah.
And this is what's coming out in this moment. Versus like, if you're writing for a record, you're like, fuck, how was I feeling when I had this idea?
Yeah. That's what's hard for me because if I start writing for like an EP, I'll start to lose interest like 3 or 4 songs in, and then I'll be like, okay, no, but I want to do the pop punk again, or like I want to do whatever.
Yeah.
So it's all up and down, but yeah, man.
That's cool though. I wish I had like I feel like I'm stretched so thin all the time that like I don't have time to just sit down and just like be fucking neurotic about music.
Yeah.
Like I'm like,
I do have time, because I've been like a stay-at-home dad for a while now because I've had some health issues, and like it's worked out. Or my son's mom, goes to school and all that, and I'm living with my parents right now, so I take it as a blessing. Not only do I get to spend all the time with my son and like get to just hang out with him, but yeah, I have the time to just be fucking neurotic, lock myself in a fucking garage and just like not come out for hours and chain smoke. That's always a part of it, man. I don't know why. Like,
are you the guy that has a cigarette in his mouth and
yeah,
just
no.
or like put the cool rock and roll thing where you put the cigarette on the edge of the guitar?
Oh my God, my homie used to do that on like you either like clip it in the actual like where the strings are, or he'd put it on the fucking, what do you call it? Like when you cut the string and it sticks out.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he just
poke on the filter. I was like, you're such a fucking scumbag. Like,
dude, I had somebody show me like a one of their guitars from like, they're like, this is my Strat from the 60s, right? And as soon as he opened the fucking case, this is like one of my like friend of a friend's dad or something like that, opens the case and it just reeked of fucking tobacco. And I was like, you used to chain smoke while you would like and he's like, yeah, and I would just leave him in there so it would just fizzle out, and he'd forget it was there and put it in the case, and so the fucking whole case would just smell like cigarettes, and you could see like the wood was like just dingy yellow from the like tobacco circulating in the case. He's like, I was like, this guitar rips, dude, like this thing's sick.
it's on some Kurt Cobain shit, man. Yeah, no, I never smoke while writing, but that's my treat. Is like if I write something, I have to like get like at least a minute of it done, and then I go outside, put the headphones on, listen to it, and smoke and play it over and over. I don't know, but
so you got your own. So then you have your own setup at your place, kind of thing.
Kind of. Like again, most of my friends that like play music, even if they don't write or do projects, they have way better like setup and equipment than I do. I just work with what I have, but so yeah, it's a tiny little corner setup, but. And everything's just on my phone, just little like the voice memos. That's all my ideas until they're tracked in the studio.
Sick.
I don't even do GarageBand or anything like that.
Dude, that's all that. Like
that's me, man.
Like you would think by now he'd have figured out like at least a nice little setup. No, he just sends us shit directly from his phone. He's like, "Hey guys, I was driving and I thought of this." And then it's just fucking 8-minute voice memo.
Do you get those melodies that come out of nowhere and you have to like?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I was telling these guys I went through. I had to delete a bunch of stuff just because I was like, I'm not gonna use this, or like that's not as cool as I thought it was in the moment. And then other ones are just like me, like, so, or whatever I'll say down here. I also will like I'll have concepts and like I'll be driving and I don't have time to like type it out in my phone or whatever. So then I'll just voice record myself talking through the idea. Of like,
I do the same shit.
like from the perspective of this person, and remember that I want to say this and that. It doesn't have to be hopeful. It can be, this song is just stating what it is. It doesn't have to have resolve.
Yeah.
And then like, so but anyone who finds this is going to be like, what the world?
But you know what you're talking about. Yeah. I do the same thing. Or I do the, like all the drum sounds, the guitar shit sometimes. I'm like, the guitar will go, rah, rah, or whatever.
Dude.
Ding, ding, ding. And the drums will go, ka, 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 ka.
That's like all my notes, in voice notes are just like stupid ass, like jun 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 jun, and then there'll be a fucking like.
I also do this like, it's like a beatbox, like fucking, what do you call it? Like a subconscious thing that I like didn't notice for a long time. People told me, they're like, you always do that when you're writing, and that's how I come up with the drum parts. Like even if I don't like play them, I can have the whole drums, so I'll be like. Like I always do that shit, and like it drives my dad fucking insane and like other people, but that's literally how I write the drum parts.
Hey, whatever works, dude. As long as it helps you fucking mold shit and get it to. I'm awful with drums, so I just get MIDI packs and throw them into the sessions. But
I like go on YouTube and I'll like screen record drums. And then if I need to slow them down or speed them up, then I'll slow them down or speed them up to change the tempo. Yeah.
Whatever works, man.
I feel blessed, spoiled, whatever you want to call it. But like when I'm in like almost every project that I'm in for the most part, like I used to like to write. I think there's a part of me that still likes to get a guitar and like write something. But I'm at a point now where I just feel like there's people that write cooler stuff and I enjoy it. My passion is lyrics and melodies, and I like the challenge of like, oh, this is something that's either finished and then being able to like put my ideas over it. Like I like that, but every project that I'm a part of, I feel like they write, and in one of the bands where I try to write for, it's like, I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about like, okay, bringing your ideas to the table?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant in general, like you just hear other people do good shit and you're like, oh, I'm like, no, you should still write.
Oh, no.
To like bring it to your own band,
Yeah.
You're saying.
Like for MBR, like I don't play guitar anymore and write for that. I haven't done that in years, but I like that. I like having the ideas there and then writing to it. And I don't know. But I think at some point, actually no, never mind. At some point I'll release my own like punk rock thing, but I feel like we're doing it now.
it's funny because with Easy Out, with like this the new band that we play in, I can tell the songs that Mike brought to the table because you can tell that the guitar parts are stretched for vocals, right? So like it'll be like one chord and we're playing it way longer than normally we would because Mike has a vocal part here that he wants to do, and it's like, okay, that makes sense.
Just want to dance vocally, just dance there.
It would be like, hey, check this part out. Mike wrote this, so it's a little weird.
Yeah, man, that's how I got into the scene.
Dude, so for pit cams, is that something where have you always liked to? Do you always have a camera at shows? Were you that
No.
dude? No.
I'm a pit kid, dude. I've been like, ever since I started moshing, I was like, this is fucking like, this is my, I don't know what you call it, my therapy, whatever. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, man, I've always been into moshing. Like, so what happened? Oh yeah, I got since the scene picked up again in the IE, since they had the resurgence and all that, started going to shows, and then it was at the Haven, I forgot for who, during Smoked, I got 2 concussions back to back, like pretty bad. They were gnarly. Like, I remember I got hit so hard, I like just didn't know what happened. Like I blacked out for a sec, but I was still up, and like I had no idea like what was going on, and I went into like this weird deja vu episode. Like I legit like had deja vu that lasted like 10 minutes.
Dang.
I was like, I was outside being annoying. I was like, I've done this. I said that.
Yeah.
I was like, oh shit, you were right there. My friends were like, dude, what the fuck is going on with you? Like, and
they're like, that's the concussion.
Yeah, they were like, you have a concussion. And then I sat down for a while, and then I couldn't get up. Anyway, it took me like a week to recover. I couldn't even like walk straight for a while. So those 2 back-to-back concussions, I was like, dude, I'm a dad. Like, I can't be doing this shit anymore. So I stopped. I still wanted to go to shows though. You know what I mean? I was like bored as shit. So I went to. I forgot who played. I know Marrow was there. That was my first pit cam. The band Marrow from Orange County, I think. Them and I forgot who else played. Was it Wrath of the Gods? No, I don't know. But anyway, Marrow was the first pit cam I did because I went there at the Haven and yeah, I couldn't mosh and I was like thinking about it too and like I was still kind of recovering and I was like kind of getting pumped up and I was like, no, I already feel like shaky and like not well. So then I just started filming. Like it just literally just happened. It wasn't even like a planned out thing at all. And then when I was filming people moshing, then I already knew about CapCut, like the editing thing, just to like put music over. I would use that for like, just, you know, personal shit. I would make videos of me and my son and like put like a song over it, you know, a little cute, whatever. Yeah. So I was like, oh, why don't I do that with this? So I just started, you know, cutting, splicing, putting it together and then got, you know, actual song from Marrow, put it over and I was like, oh shit. And I called it a pit cam. Because, shout out to the homie Jan back in the day who originally did the pit cam shit and like the IE. He did that first for, he was at the Grizzly Den a lot. I don't know, back in the day for a lot of bands. But so he kind of did that, but he would do more like, he would like film the bands. It would be one long thing, you know what I mean? And he would get the audio from when they would record live, you get what I'm saying? Yeah. So he'd get the audio and put it over. It would be one long video. And he would like go in the pit though, and then show the band, then go in the pit. Right. It would go close up and stuff. But I did it like an actual editing and put the actual song over. But anyway, so I did get kind of the idea from him. So shout out to him for sure. Sick. But yeah, that was the first, that's how it started, just out of nowhere.
And this might be kind of a weird question. I don't know why.
I love it. I love weird
clicked, but so for me, I've always been into like, you know, when you go to heavy shows, like you're a kid, you jump in the pit, whatever, right? But how long did it take for you? Because there's definitely people that are more into going to shows to mosh than other people are. Yeah. Right? So as somebody who was like, yeah, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna fuck some shit up, right? Like, how long did it take for you to almost learn like etiquette?
I didn't even say etiquette.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Because we were talking about the TikTok kids earlier who like they're clueless and you could see that when they're at these shows. But like what, you know, because I remember getting knocked out a couple times before I was like, oh, okay, I figured this out. Yeah.
Pit etiquette, it's funny. It exists, but it doesn't, but it does, but it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Like, it's like a weird unspoken
It depends
thing.
what scene, depends what, you know, what band, what lineup and all that. But yeah, no, for me, like, so yeah, mainly metalcore and deathcore, like Christian stuff, like I said, back at churches. And so for me, it was more like, it wasn't violent yet. It was just more like swinging your arms, spinning around, doing some kicks, and that's it.
It was
like,
mosh dancing.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Just hardcore dancing for a long time. I didn't start getting like, yeah, and I would stay away too from like the bigger, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was scared at first. I was like, oh, fuck no. As soon as I'd like go in the back and shit.
Yeah, well, grown ass man when you're like 15, 14 years old.
Luckily, I never got it too bad, but some of my homies got fucked up by those dudes, you know, but I ran fast. But yeah, I don't know. It just kind of like, I feel like things got way more violent, like, and out of hand in a good way when the resurgence happened. Because like people, like crowd killing was not a mainstream like ass thing, you know what I mean? And now there's like, I mean, well, I have a page on basically on that shit, but I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like younger TikTok kids and shit like that, and they'll try it too. Some of like the TikTok kids we're talking about, and they'll go in there and they'll like, I'm like, oh shit, damn, like props to them, because that shit scared me for a bit, you know. But I don't. It was a whole long process. It took me a while, but eventually, I became the person where I was like, dude, I have to mosh like at every show. It's just, yeah.
It's funny. One of our homies, who's actually been on the show, Ryan Foss, ended up being like fucking mosh warrior back in the day. Like he was just like the nice kid that would, you know, come, like he played baseball with us and he hung out and got into heavy music, and then out of nowhere one day he's like I go to like a terror show and he's got his fucking black hoodie on and I was like, Ryan?
Yeah.
Is that you? He's like, what's up, dog?
Sweetest dude.
Still to this day, sweetheart.
You don't know what the music's done to me.
But out of nowhere, like overnight, just fucking mosh warrior, dude. It was crazy.
I love that.
Speaking like Bane or something.
This is related, but not at all. When I think about my time when I was like in high school and going to shows, it's the same thing. But for me, like punk rock was my thing. So circle pits, circle pits and stage diving. And so, and so
stage dives and high fives, dude.
Yeah, I would, like I said, I was into punk, but I never liked the scene. I don't do circle pits. Like, maybe once in a while, but I fucking hate push pits. Anyway.
Yeah. I don't like push pits. I don't like push pits either. But circle pits, I'd be in them from like the beginning of the show till the end, and like I'm looking back, I'm like, how did I have that cardio? Like, yeah, I was young, but still, like, I was in there all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now, like, I can't.
Yeah, that's me with hardcore dancing. It's like taking a toll now. You know what I mean? Like, I'm dead after just like one breakdown, but.
Yeah, but it makes it more special.
Yeah. And it's funny because people tell me, they're like, you're super fast, dude. Like, that's the number one compliment I get. I'm like, dude, I'm slow now. They're like, what? I'm like, I swear to God, I was like super fast back in the day.
It was so fast you wouldn't even fucking see me moving.
Legit, it wasn't blur. It was kind of ridiculous, but.
I just, for me, like, I was more like a metal kid. Like I didn't start listening to punk until later on. So, like, I would remember watching these, like, fucking metal and metalcore shows and stuff when they do, like, the Wall of Death.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, oh, this is the hardest shit ever. And then it would be like this stupid ass fucking push pit.
Yeah.
Like, everybody running each other and they're like,
slows down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Like, oh, come on, man. Just, yeah. And then I got into the world of like fucking hardcore and stuff, and I was like, oh, okay. Okay, this is
different.
This is different.
Yeah.
It's different. Got knocked out a couple times before I figured out what I was doing.
Yeah, it was instantly cool to me. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of people, even people that are into the scene now, that at first, like, yeah, at first I thought it was stupid. Like, I thought it was dumb ninja shit, whatever. I'm like, dude, right when I saw hardcore dancing, like Lars Fredrickson says, what does he say? It gave me a boner, but scared me at the same time. like, dude. Yeah.
I feel, you know, I feel the same way as far as like, the girl that I was dating at the time got me into hardcore. And I remember, like, I'd been to I'd accidentally been to hardcore shows just because, like, go see a punk band, and then, like, it'd be, like, some cool, like, straight edge band that would play, and I'd be like, oh, this is, like, punk.
Yeah.
And then it took a while for me to be like, no, that's hardcore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, but it's punk, it's fast.
Yeah.
And then, but, like, I feel like it's kind of same thing for me as far as the moshing went. I've always been, like, intrigued by it. I was always like, this is cooler than, like, pushing stuff.
Yeah.
Because there's, dude, like, be honest, like, there's a part of it that is for show. Like, I don't give a fuck what anyone says. I do it because it feels fucking amazing. You know what I mean? And I love doing that. And it's just like, it's like Fight Club with music. You know what I mean? But at the same time, it's also cool to see, like, other people's style. Like, dude, that guy's kicks or that guy's.
Yeah.
That's why why do you think I did the pit cam shit? People like to see this shit. Even all the people talking shit. You know what I mean? They're like, fucking stupid. I'm like, yeah, got your view. You obviously enjoyed watching it.
There's something, like, crazily athletic to see dudes that are, like, just.
Oh, there's an art, dude.
Like,
it's
casual ass
sure.
spin kicks and, like, like, some of this are, like, fucking gymnast level moves that you're like.
I had some homies that, like, legit did martial arts, and they'd be fucking nuts. Like the homie Chris, dude. Oh my god, I told him he hasn't been in shows in a long time, but I'm like, dude, come to a show. I need footage of you. Yeah. Because he does legit martial arts. His kicks are insane. Dude, and he does them in the pit.
That's what we were talking about. Like, we were talking about watching footage from, like, the Asia shows.
Oh yeah.
Bands that go play, like, in Asia, and, like, all these kids legitimately know martial arts. So when they're in the pit, it's like the most beautiful
spin
fucking
kicks,
spin kicks, and they're like 6 feet fucking high, and you're like, God damn.
I've explained that to some homies that, like, haven't been in the scene in a while. I'm like, dude, in Asia they're killing it. Like, they do this martial. They're like, dude, that's racist. Like, I'm like, no.
Like,
I'm like, I swear to God,
not. Like, I'm Asian. I can say this. Like, it's fucking beautiful.
Doing, like, fucking martial arts. But yeah, they're insane too. They target you with their kicks.
Oh,
like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They just look at someone and kick back and just knock someone the fuck out. I'm like, damn. They go hard.
Dude, to that, because I've noticed that too. But they also know how to dodge them.
Yeah.
I've noticed, like, for whatever reason, like, these kids are taking, like, serious kicks.
Yeah.
But then, like, you know, guys are like they're just used to just being like,
that's their dodging of, like, crowd killing. Like how we dodge crowd killing. You either do this or you do the net. You know, whatever. Like,
it's almost like your hand-eye coordination is phenomenal to be able to just, like, not only am I, like, in the middle of the pit, there's tons of people around me, fucking, we're all doing spin kicks, but not hitting each other, and, like, being able to dodge and dip, dodge, dive type shit, you know. So
shit's gnarly.
We're athletes, dude. I say we like I've been in the pit the past 10 years. We're athletes, dude.
You know, like we said, like, I think the internet has been cool in the sense of, I feel like it's been cool to show us other places and how other places, like, get down.
Yeah.
I think it's cool. I feel like it's also taking away a little bit of the specialness, because, like, I remember the early parts
double-edged sword.
early parts of touring, it was really cool to see, like, West Coast was, like, front to back. That's, like, predominantly what it was. And then like as you go more East Coast, it becomes
Side
more
to
side to side.
Yeah.
You know, or like, yeah, or even just the crowd killing is like different and how they do it in different places, and so, but I think the internet's cool to show us all these different spots, but like I feel like it's losing its specialness because I feel like you see there's a lot of like East Coast style now and the West Coast style.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all
Yeah, it's the same concept with like piercings and tattoos. It sounds dumb, but like what was it? Kat Von D was on an interview the other day, a podcast with Theo Von.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was watching that, and she was talking about like how she was blacking out her sleeves, and I literally had just posted about that on my personal. I was like, I don't get, is that a trend? Like, why are people doing that? And someone was like, well, someone said, yeah, if you have like shitty tattoos, it's an easy way to like, fucking cover them up or whatever. But a lot of people are doing it because they still want that. They still want to like rebel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like tattoos are just so fucking normal now.
Yeah.
I remember, dude, like. Even like having my septum pierced, like it's so weird. When I got this pierced, I was like 17. I did it myself at home. Like my brother used to have hollow point needles from like he worked at an ER, and I'd tell him to bring them home for me, and I'd pierce myself. Anyway, but yeah, I remember like everyone was like, "Dude, you look fucking ugly. You look like a bull. You look like I liked that shit." I was like, "Fuck yeah, I'm pissing people off." You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden, it just became mainstream. Like all these pop artists have like septum, and like again, I'm like half and half. I'm like cool, but at the same time, it's like not special anymore.
Yeah.
Same with tattoos. I don't know. It's weird, dude. It's the
that-
same concept, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With like anything that gets big, when your culture or your little thing that was like an underground thing, because there's nothing like seeing a fucking another hardcore kid. Like back in the day, you'd see someone at the mall with a fucking windbreaker of a band you like, and you guys would just look at each other like, we both know. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? We're like, we both do the same shit, and you would just kind of say what's up, and that's it. And you both knew like we're part of this underground thing that no one knows about.
And it used to be too, like you'd see somebody with like face piercings or gauged ears or tattoos, and you'd be like,
Stretched
"Oh,
ears.
we fucking
Gauged.
sorry, sorry,
Dang.
I'm old." Okay, and like it would be at a point where you'd see him and you'd be like, "Oh, we're into the same shit."
Yeah.
right. It's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
It's not the same anymore.
Or you hate on him for no reason.
Yeah. Or you talk shit to the person sitting next to you on the couch. You know, whatever it is.
Yeah, I still do that. If I see like anyone come in with any kind of band T-shirt, I try to make a comment.
Yeah.
And they always try and check you because you work at a coffee shop, huh? Like, oh, do you listen to punk rock? Do you like Blink-182?
I do in fact like Blink-182. Yeah, I had like this really fun moment with this older, I say older dude, probably really close to the same age, but he's wearing an MXPX T-shirt.
You guys have the same color hair.
I know, yeah. But yeah, and so we had like this fun like going back and forth, like, oh yeah, like
Dude, yeah, MXPX is such a special band to bond over. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that's a big turning point for a lot of people. For me, that was pop punk, and like into punk,
Yeah.
and then also Christianity into questioning Christianity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that was like because they had some heavy shit, and then that's why I started getting other stuff. So like, because I have a MXPX tattoo. I was showing him earlier,
Yeah.
but that was my first tattoo ever. Anyway, sorry, you were saying?
is it the face, the poking at your face?
No, it's the album cover for Let It Happen.
Oh,
he's on the skateboard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude. So MXPX for me was funny. It's funny because, so I went from like the Green Day, Offspring, that stuff, and like stuff on the radio,
Can't skip Green Day.
and then found like Epitaph and Fat Records bands. So I found like NoFX, Strung Out, Guttermouth, all these bands, and then after that is when I found MXPX. And like I grew up in a Christian conservative home, and so for me it was like relieving to finally be able to play music that I could like actually play like loud in my room.
And you can tell your
And I could
mom,
be
like,
yep.
this is a Christian.
Yeah, and I go, "Here's a Christian band," and then like, but then when looking back on it, it's like, how Christian were they? Like,
Yeah.
these lyrics aren't really
Yeah.
throwing up 1,000.
It's like Under Oath was talking about that in an interview. Like technically, they never had a bunch of songs about like Christianity.
Yeah.
It was just about life shit. But yeah,
I always loved that distinction where, like these bands would come out and they'd be on Christian labels and things like that, right? And then they'd be like, well, we're just Christian dudes in a band. We're not like a Christian band. And it's like, guys,
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
every tooth and nail band.
yeah,
pretty much.
yeah, every tooth and nail band.
Tooth and Nail is a transitional
Yeah.
label into atheism. Yeah.
Dude. Yeah, all those bands are like not. It's not even that they don't play Christian music anymore. They're like not even Christians
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah,
So let's say all those.
yeah.
Like you were saying about like, sorry, made me think what you're saying. Oh yeah, about the different like seeing different styles that people do. I was thinking like it would be so fucking cool, but I know I wouldn't be able to do it because again I'm always sick and shit. But to like do a pit cam thing where I travel and like to different music scenes and I talk to them about their culture and whatever and each episode I have to mosh with the locals and like and do my style and then like kind of learn their style.
Let's do this.
No one fucking steal that shit.
Can we start a GoFundMe?
Yeah, dude, wait till I'm
we
better.
don't have great experience.
Yeah, I'm going through some health issues. After the health issues are over, though, I'm doing the shit. No one steal it. I'm patenting it.
Dude, we'll help you do it.
Dude, that'd be so fun.
We'll help you
sick,
do it.
Man. I mean, I'm already making friends like in Europe and shit like that, like
Dude.
through pit cam stuff. Like, I just did a collab with Spawn of Disgust. Cool. Yeah, they hit me up. They're fucking dope. But
when you first like you put that first video out, you know, and people were digging it. Like, what was the video and the turning point where you're like, oh, this is a thing now?
I probably have to pull my phone out and look. Honestly, can I do that?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
Because I'm thinking, I'm like,
because like what and what was the kind of like the feeling in that moment where you were like, oh shit, like this is taking on a new life.
I know that it took a while because I had a few friends reach out to me and they were like, dude, this is like big. And like, and I have like business minded friends, you know what I mean? They're like, bro, you're going to make money.
You can capitalize.
And I told, and they're getting frustrated. I was like, I don't give a shit. Like I'm doing it just like, I'm not trying to be all like, you know what I mean? Like just for the scene. No, really, like it's just for fun, you know? But so it took me a while to like understand how big it was going to be. And I had no idea. And people like telling me it's an art form and shit. I'm like, all right, relax, dude. Like, but so yeah. First it was fucking Marrow and Wrath of Gods. Oh yeah, then the CDC show at CDC and fuck, who else played? These Streets at Baseline, rest in peace Baseline.
Okay.
That's when I started like really getting into it and I was like, because the first one I was just like doing from a distance, you know, at Baseline, and everyone knew each other there too, and everyone like wanted to be in the videos eventually because that's where like all the my prime videos of like fucking pit cam vids was at Baseline.
Yeah.
But anyway, I could like get in people's faces and like do that and like, you know, if they hit me, I didn't give a shit. Like obviously I'm in your face and stuff.
It's such a cool like dynamic too, because especially like if you look at like videos and like automotive and shit like that, right? Where you see people like, well, you, like let's say like the Hoonigan videos, right? Like people are drifting and they're getting the camera right up front, like, you know, getting right into the shit.
Yeah.
It's the same idea. Like we're fucking right here.
Yeah, a lot of people are like, dude, you're like in the line of fire. I'm like, that it makes it easy for me because I'm a pit kid. Like, I fucking mosh every fucking like show I go to. So I hit people, like I get hit. I know how to like dodge whatever. And then there is something that makes me feel a tiny bit safer with my phone, even though I know I'm not. But like the worst that's happened is like my phone just hits my face or like gets flung out. But so let's see.
As long as you're filming right when that hits, though, like it's the perfect.
Oh yeah, I did a compilation of like my shit getting knocked out of my hand.
Sick.
So what was the one that took off, man? It was fucking. Oh, my first viral video was the. I put "It's All Love" and I put the "Third Eye Blind" semi-charmed life over just people getting decked in the face. So that was the one I started to do. Like, okay, I'm not only gonna do just for the bands. I'm also gonna do like funny meme type shit. I was like, you know, I'll make it whatever I want. So I started doing that, and then when mine went viral, my fucking crowd kill one, the one where I did like the front flip and all that shit, and yeah. Then I started to realize I was like, okay, shit, this is actually
this
big.
is like people are picking up on
so
this.
I started getting a few to like 1 million views. The first one to 1 million views was the stomp one. I did like some dude was in Pomona, a homie was playing on the street. He was playing like some like jazz shit, and I like went up and like stomped. It was stupid as fuck, yeah.
Moshing everywhere.
Yeah, I just posted just to be like dumb or whatever, and that one went to 1 million views. I was like, what the fuck? Like, yeah.
And what happens at 1 million views?
What do you mean?
Like, is it like, do you get any sort of incentive or anything, or is it just like, oh, cool, you hit 1 million? Great.
I don't get paid a cent, dude. Like nothing happens. No, like you could set up your profile to do like, what is it for?
Like
monetize to monetize it. But the way I looked at it, or like when I was reading it, is like you have to post every single day and like plan out and talk to your fans about. I was like, that's not how my videos are. You know what I mean? That's why not a push pit like. That's like the biggest like mosh content like page that we had or whatever, but rest in peace Push Pit. That's not a page anymore, but yeah, what was I saying
about the monetizing?
Just like monetizing.
Oh yeah, so to me I was like, yeah, it's too much work. I just want to post like whenever I want to.
Yeah.
So there's no way for me to make money, but I don't give a shit because it's just like it's fun.
Maybe there's a way for you to you know, like as this gets bigger, collab with the labels themselves as like road
maybe.
marketing type.
Yeah, if I got like a legit camera eventually or something. But then again, I like my phone.
That it feels.
It reminds.
Like,
Okay, yeah, because for me, also, yeah, I forgot to mention like the obvious, like the guerrilla warfare videos, the fucking like irate and all that, all the New York hardcore. So those were the first videos I saw. Like that's what I watched like over and over growing up of like mosh videos.
Yeah.
Everything else was like a super blurry ass video. You know what I mean? And like some bend you could barely see what's going on. But those videos to me were like, oh shit. So of course, like, you know, that's one of the inspirations or whatever. But yeah, I don't know.
That's cool. I love that. I was so content just doing Instagram lives and just sharing on there. And then this guy's like, do a podcast.
I'm telling you, for forever, I was telling Mike, like, even because I used to do a pop culture podcast back in the day. We do movie reviews, comic books, and all that stuff. And that was like kind of Mike's wheelhouse too. To be like, dog, like, come get on the show. Like, let's talk comic books. I ran into him at a Comic-Con. I was working and you were there. And I was like, Mike, Mike, what the fuck, man? Like,
I don't want anyone to know the side of me.
Yeah. You wrote a song about Wolverine.
3 songs.
For sure.
You know, and so I'm like, this is your wheelhouse. And he's just like, no.
3 songs.
No, I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna do it.
I love the simplicity. I get during the pandemic, you know, nothing to do, so I just go live. And then it was just fun to go on there and just like talk with people and like have them, you know, chime in and share what they're going through and how they're handling the pandemic and stuff. And Mike's like, that's a podcast.
Yeah.
He's like, basically doing
podcast.
Yeah, dude. A lot of shit came out of that pandemic. A lot of blessings in disguise, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man, you know, I feel like I'm not the only one who predicted this, but it's like we're gone so long that I was just like, it's gonna be like the hippie era, like Age of Love, where everyone's gonna like go overboard. And then I was thinking for music, I was just like, I didn't think it'd become like the violence, but at the same time, it's like, oh, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Everybody was like trapped in their homes and like
Yeah.
now they get to unleash it, but it's also everyone's just kind of down because it's like, dude, I welcome this. I welcome this human conflict.
I'd rather be hit in the face than be sitting by myself at home.
Yeah.
Like, just reality.
I feel like that was the attitude for everyone when they went out.
Definitely, that was the attitude for me. Because I was out of the scene for like 3-4 years, something like that. Because I had my kid, and then I had to sober up, and I went through all that shit. So I just like had to stay away from everything for a while. Because 90% of shows I've been to throughout my life, like I've been on something. You know what I mean? Like never sober. Like I was always drunk or like on something. But same man. The shows came back, and then I saw how rowdy they were getting, and I was like, oh fuck yeah. And I wasn't like, it was weird. It's just so weird to be called an old head too. That trips me the fuck out. Because like I'm 31, so like to me I'm like, no I'm not. But then I'm like, you know what I mean? Like it's weird. I don't know.
Yeah, welcome.
Yeah. But the younger kids have balls, man. Like they get down, you know. Like at the age that I was scared and I barely started crowd killing, they're just like all out. I'm like, fuck yeah.
Yeah. I bet if you look back and you to see yourself for that, you probably look like you had no fear, even though you're probably like screaming inside.
Yeah, maybe. True.
I'm scared now, and I look back and I'm like, fuck, I was probably
It just that
you were obvious back then. It was just like
just too hype back then. And like actually, like me and Mike, even just yesterday, we had this conversation with Steve, our drummer, and it was kind of like saying like, dude, back then, like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, or whatever, like I just remember being in that headspace where I was like, I want all these people around here to like me. So I need to do whatever it takes to make sure that these people like me. And then now I'm in a place where I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Like how any of you feel about me. Like it is what it is, you know?
yeah.
But I think like me then, younger me would be like, I have to mosh that way people take me seriously. Like, I have to get in the pit so people know that I'm about this shit, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like,
I feel you on that. Like there were some older heads back in the day when I was young that I was cool with through like, what do you call it? Through like someone else, through
like acquaintances.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like
mutual.
Yeah, so they thought my friends were like dumbasses and like, you know, they wanted to like punk on them and shit like that. But they were like cool with me. So that always like, I don't know, kind of helped a little bit with like my confidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Cause I was out of my friend group, I was like part of the smaller percentage that was doing ballsier shit like around that time. But because I felt safer, you know what I mean? I was like, I'm not gonna get my ass kicked as much, but I don't know. Yeah.
Well, do we want to do? We had some questions that came in. Do you want to do questions or want to do the?
Let's do questions and then we'll
do the
Little
mail.
metal
I got
check.
questions. Hell yeah.
Or Michael, do you want to read them? You have better reading voice than I do.
Oh, let's see.
Read it in the Filipino voice.
Yeah. Okay, we have to.
Disclaimer: Mike is Filipino, so he's not Mexican. Doing the Filipino voice.
I know you guys think I'm gonna speak Spanish right now, but like I'm not going to.
Just mixed it.
All right, so for you, what's your favorite venue?
Oh man, like ever that existed or like now?
Just
I guess I'll answer
say
both.
Ever. Yeah.
Like, how about this? If you had a chance to see a band that you love, where would you see it?
See, that's hard. If it was heavy shit, like I love DIY shit for beatdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's gonna be beatdown, I know it's gonna be violent. I know I'm gonna be beating the shit out of people, getting fucking the shit beaten out of me. It's gotta be DIY. So like, if I saw Spawn and Disgust, that's like one of my favorite beatdown bands. Never seen them. It would have to be in some place where we can get wild, like baseline type shit. But if it was like, I don't know, like if I could see No Doubt get back together, that's like one of my favorite bands growing up, or like Green Day or something like that. I would want to see them at Chain. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that wouldn't be like so much a place I'd go to see a band to like crowd kill and go crazy. Right. That would be more like an intimate experience. You know? So yeah, Chain Reaction's huge for me growing up. Glass House, I saw a bunch of good bands there. Like, I don't know, man. It depends for what. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, Glass House, Chain Reaction. Honestly, Baseline was fucking dope. Just like I love people commenting saying it looks like a Kaiser Permanente.
Yeah.
Like just the vibe was cool. You know what I mean? Like everyone's cool there, but
Yeah.
That's hard, man. Yeah, I have a lot of different favorite venues, but the more intimate though for me, the better. I'd say overall.
Sick.
So yeah, probably Chain.
So that was from Ty. Also from Ty. What's your top 5 current bands right now? That's probably a tough one.
Yeah, no, this is hard. Not because there are so many good bands out right now, but legit, I don't listen to a lot of music. I listen to like, not only the same shit over and over again, but like every style of music I listen like a little bit, and like that's it for me. You know what I mean?
You find what you like.
I get overwhelmed. Like I love pop punk, but after a while, every fucking pop punk band sounded the same. You know what I mean? Like I was just like, everyone would show me, I'm like, they're good, they're solid, but there's no like hook. They're not like, their melodies aren't catchy. I don't know. So I don't really follow too many like newer bands right now. I guess I just give shout out to like the homies bands and the IE. Like I've been going to Wrath of God shows. Of course, Smoked is still, killing it. Homies in 97 Minutes. I don't know, just all the local homies, I guess. Yeah. That's hard to say. Because yeah, anything that I'm like super into listening to like over and over again is the same shit I listened to like 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, so yeah.
Okay. And then
I suck at answering questions, my bad.
What's your process if you're helping people write songs?
Ooh. Well, like we talked about before, same thing. I'll just be in my garage. You know what I mean? Like if Justin from Low Love and Destruction Making, bass player, my best friend, known him forever. He's the number one person I like communicate about. He's in all my projects too. Anything I have, if I want to play live, he's there on bass. Yeah. Like he's just like on standby. But for him, like for Low Love and Destruction Making, he'll literally just like tell me if they're even thinking about writing something. Like when they told me about the comeback for Doak, I was like, oh shit. And like literally as he was telling me it, I was like, okay, well if you guys need music. And he was like, yeah, we'll let you know. We might, want some help writing some whatever. Literally right after he texted me that, it was like 12 or whatever at night. I was like, all right, for sure. Went straight to my garage and started writing. I wrote like some of the shit that they're going to release soon or whatever. I wrote like most of it like that night because I was so stoked on it. And like, I just got in the mood. Yeah, dude, that's how it is with anything. If I ever help someone write or I write for myself, but yeah, if I help someone else write, especially like I'll start immediately. Like, that's cool. And there's less stress. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't have to, I don't know, but.
Well, speaking of Justin, he wants to know why did you eat his donut in New York?
Oh shit, man. We got in a serious fight over that. Legit. No, I'm just kidding. Now there's a video. It's on the webisode that we did, and like it's hilarious because we get in this like awkward like wrestling thing over it. But
well, I mean, It wouldn't be that far fetched with how broke everyone is on tour.
Yeah.
You know?
I ate his pink donut because he wouldn't let me have his pink donut. That's so.
So you took it.
Wait, what? So I took it.
Yeah. This was code. Those are code words.
Yeah.
If you know, you know.
Our boy Chris wants to know. Actually, he has a bunch of questions in here. Wants to know what's the craziest time that you got hit, kicked, or kissed while you were filming.
Kissed? That hasn't happened yet, but guys, next show.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, the toughest dude, the biggest dude with the face tats. Please kiss me. But
You just see these big dudes running towards you.
I'm for it, man. Dude, hey, kiss cam. We could do that too. Yeah. No, yeah, I don't know, dude. I've gotten a few concussions before, but I think the gnarliest actually. Well, yeah, besides the smoke show I was talking about when I got fucked up, he said when I got hit. Right? Yeah, okay. The Glass House, I saw 4 Years Strong, and like it's a fucking, what do you call it? What's that style called?
Like easy core.
Yeah, easy core. So like, there's hardcore kids there moshing and shit.
Dude, I took a couple knees to the head during 4 Years Strong, just because everybody's trying to like fucking dive on top of each other.
I was just like, there was enough space for people to mosh and shit like that, but it's like dark in there, and so I'm like, I forgot why I'm going outside, but I'm like crossing like the end of the pit, like the back part of it, and I didn't know some dude just swung and he just got me out of nowhere and like right here, and then my feet went from under me, hit my head, didn't knock out, but that was a really bad concussion. Did the whole deja vu thing again, was like really confused, but yeah, same thing happened actually. I went outside again and thought I had deja vu. What the fuck is it with like? I don't know what happened.
You're getting knocked into different
dude.
timelines.
Legit, like, I do like a multidimensional like trip, dude. Anyway, but yeah, it was a 4 Year Strong show. And by the way, those are the fucking hardest hits to take. Besides kicks, like if you do a really hard kick, I can take fucking punch, like getting punched and like crowd killed or like hit, like whatever, like all day. But swinging back,
elbow.
there's so much momentum into one of these, like not even elbow, but just like straight fucking.
Yeah.
Those have like floored me, and I've fucked up people with those too before. Like I've hit, I'm just like, oh shit, like. So yeah.
Well, this is not a question, but do you remember a time where you hit somebody and you're like, oh fuck, like I hit this person so hard?
Well, actually at Baseline, my homie Ian, I was just like crowd killing, but like I do, because I don't have that much torque. Like I'm a scrawny ass dude, so I can go pretty hard, and it feels good for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, I hit him, and after he was like, dude, you hit me really hard. He doesn't bitch. He like crowd kills all the time. Like gets hit. He's like, you hit me really hard. I was like, you okay? He's like, yeah, just my fucking head hurts. And like he kept talking about it. I was like, oh my bad.
You're like, are you
That
deja vu? Are you having deja vu?
Do you feel like we've
Do you
been
know
here
what
before?
it's like? Please tell me I'm not the only one. No, that was kind of, that was a more recent one, but homegirl Sarah back in the day. Rest in peace, Sarah. She was a fucking badass, man. She went fuck it. She was one of the first, because I'm not being sexist or anything, but back in the day, there wasn't a lot of girls in the pit. It just wasn't. You know what I mean? Not that we were saying there couldn't be. There's just a lot of girls didn't mosh. But Sarah and my friend Jazz, shout out to her too. They were fucking nuts. But yeah, I hit her at the Glass House like really hard, and then she got hit
intentionally.
No,
I'm just kidding.
It was one of those back swings, man. I got her good, and she fell down. I was like, oh fuck, like I thought she was dead, and then she got up, and she was just like, I'm cool, and she like, and just before I like actually met her, like made friends with her, and she like pushed me. She's like, I'm fine. I was like, oh shit, all right. And then she got hit again by my friend Sergio later, and then same thing. She got up. She's like, fuck you, like
damn, what are you doing
yeah.
later?
So that was when I was like, oh my god. But yeah, she was a badass.
Hell yeah. What are your personal? I think we kind of talked about this earlier, but your personal thoughts on old school punk pits versus the new age metal pits?
They both suck. They both always have. No, yeah, no, I've never been a fan of any kind of metal or punk pit, honestly. I don't like push pitting. I don't like Wall of Death. I don't like, I'll circle pit once in a while. If it's like again, like Wrath of Gods has like a lot of circle pits, I'll do it just kind of like, if I know a breakdown's
just to
coming
build
up.
momentum.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like, and it's like still kind of a joke, but at the same time, just getting pumped up because I know a breakdown's coming up, and then I'll start moshing, whatever. But anyway, yeah, man, never been a fan of either of those. And when it mixes with hardcore, I don't believe in bullying people and like, giving them an ass beating, but at the same time, like, how about you don't do that? Especially beatdown shows, dude. Like, when it's all the homies and we just want to get violent and there's a bunch of like 14-year-old TikTok kids on the side. That's why I did that last like joke video, meme thing I posted. That bums me out, man.
Yeah.
It kills your vibe. If you're going back and forth, I want to like go fucking ape shit for like First Degree or, you know, all the homies bands. And then I'm going to the side and all of a sudden I'll look and it's just a bunch of like 14-year-old kids or girls. I'm just like, like, I don't know.
I feel like it's almost not wrong to just be like, hey, maybe don't say anything.
No, I
Just don't be here.
Yeah. I've wanted to do that. Like tell people like, hey, we're going to go like kind of crazy. Do you think you can like kind of go in the back because we're going to hit each other? But then I don't know. I feel like there's something like fuck you or something. I don't know.
At that point in time,
But then it's like well, it's not.
yeah, sign the waiver on that one.
So yeah, sorry to whoever posted that. If you were like looking forward to like, well, my favorite.
As Chris. Yeah.
Also, so push pits to me are dangerous because like a lot of times you're getting pushed in the back, and you get and then now you're flying into someone.
Yeah.
You know, whereas like
They're more unpredictable, honestly, because like crowd killing you can see coming usually. Moshing you can see coming. Yeah, that's one thing. It's annoying. I've been in a push pit. I'm like, fuck, stop.
Yeah.
Like, fuck. It's so, and you're trying to get out, and then you fucking fall,
and then you look like a bitch.
yeah, dude.
And then you get in one of those
Yeah.
weird poses. Oh my gosh.
Bro, you feel and look like a bitch, and in my mind, I have to tell myself like, if they only knew how I crowd kill, if they knew how my scene was.
Kill you.
Yeah, if you guys came to one of my shows, then I'm one of those guys.
Yeah.
If you did that here, fucking Jesus Christ. I've become what I've always hated.
Oh man.
Sometimes I get mad. It's like if I get pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, if it starts without you like even knowing, like Newfound Glory, I've seen them and like a push. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? I'm trying to like.
I've been in some situations where like somebody will just push everybody apart, and then you're like, all right,
push
whatever.
to make space. Fine.
Great, like, great,
I can understand that.
Opening it
Okay.
up. That's cool.
Yeah, but yeah, if we're just,
I think it just
I'm
comes
telling
down-
you that fucking the metalcore wall of death thing. It just like, oh fuck yeah, and then when they meet in the middle, it's like,
I know it's cute. It's a cute thing.
I'm gonna get a snack and be weird right now.
all right, let's see. From Chris, also more comments than anything.
Who's Chris?
One of our homies. Asking questions. Why does it look like hardcore pits look like people swooshing away bees?
Swooshing away bees. I think it depends what kind of pit, man.
Yeah.
Because I think if you're slow and not that crazy in the pit, maybe it looks like you're swooshing away, like some like, you know what I mean? Not to talk shit, but it's kind of like, But yeah, dude, go fucking hard so people don't think you're looking at swapping bees.
I was just say congrats on keeping this podcast going. Never stop. Much love. Thanks, man.
Thank you, man. 112 episodes somehow.
112.
I remember being
112.
like, if we do 3, then we know we should probably keep going.
And then last question: what was your most memorable show?
Most memorable show. So I'm assuming heavy.
What's that show that fucking
any-
stands out, dude?
Any show.
That's hard, man. Not only is it hard, but I'm also like super ADHD and have a terrible memory from doing drugs. So I'm like, I'm trying to think of shows right now. You know, one that comes to mind is actual transition to more like hardcore bands. If you really want to like split hairs and be like more traditional hardcore or whatever. So I was going to deathcore shows at the Glass House. I remember it was Backtrack, Expire, and Minus were playing at Aladdin Jr. Or now the Haven. Yeah, and I remember I had no idea that venue was even there. Like I just knew it was like a restaurant or whatever. And so like in between, like I would go outside and I saw some homies there, and then I just saw them outside. I was like, well, who's playing here? Like it's like heavy shit, but it just noticeably like sounded different, you know what I mean? Than like deathcore, fucking that one chord everyone plays that. It was like still energetic and all that, and I had never really gotten into that type of hardcore. So that was like kind of a big, like, not transition, but like a big door that got opened for me, you know what I mean? So that was super cool. And I got into that show for free. So, and then I ditched the Glass House show because I was like, this is cool, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the lights were all on and people were just like, I don't know, it was fucking cool.
Dang,
That was a dope show.
Especially for it to be expired.
Yeah, I think,
together.
yeah.
So,
Expire and Minus played there together. I think Backtrack was at that same show, or it might have been a different show. But either way, they've played there, and I've seen all of them there. But
Sick. Well, shit. Let's jump into our mental health check.
mental health check. Sweet. mental health checks. We like to check in weekly, see where we're at mentally. That way, if things are going well, what's going on is helping us, and if we're not doing so hot, maybe what's going on, or maybe what are we neglecting to do that would normally keep us in a good place. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first, I guess.
Oh, my nuts.
Dude, I've felt good this week. We took a break last week. We took a little mental health break for a week. Nobody noticed. Fine. No, so at the beginning of the week, I was like, I don't know if I just been once again burning the candle at both ends or whatever, but we had like this super busy week slated where it was like we had the podcast Monday, like practice Tuesday, recording Wednesday, Thursday, like I was supposed to write with the Torture Culture boys, and then like Friday was going to be the only day that we really had just to chill. Mm-hmm. So like work and then all that at night. And Monday rolled around and I was just like, I'd gotten sick and then I got over it and then I just felt like I was getting sick again. And I just felt like garbage. So I hit up Mike and I was like, hey man, are you guys down to just like skip this week so we can chill? And Mike's like, I felt like shit too. It was fine.
Like, thank God.
And then that turned into like pretty much all of last week. Everything kind of just like either got rescheduled or canceled. And I got to just have a week at home where I was just like relaxed, like at work and then just relax. And it was kind of nice to reset and have all that kind of level out. And then all that kind of led up to we jammed, like, you know, we've been working on this skate punk project for me, I've been involved for like the past year or so, but for Mike, it's been a couple years in the making. Yeah. And then like we had our first like full band, let's get together and play through these songs and jam. And it went, you know, like way better than I was expecting it to. So it was cool to all be in the same room and actually like, you know, play these songs together and like fucking, it felt good. So yeah, I've just been kind of on a like nice little, got to chill, got to relax, and then right back to business. So
Cool.
Good right now.
Jason, where you at?
I take it one motherfucking day at a time. So today's cool. Yeah. And that's all I care about right now. It's been I don't know, been an up and down past few weeks, but yeah, man, I don't know. I can go on. See, it's hard to like, I can go on about this subject for like a long time of like what helps me and what doesn't and all that. But in general, for me, it's like I'm in recovery, so like I go to AA and stuff like that, and that was like the missing component for all my mental health issues, because like I never thought I would say this, but like spirituality, because again, I was raised in the, you know, Christian home and all that, super Christian conservative, straight away from that. Still don't like religion personally. I don't go to church. I don't care about the Bible and all that. But there's something about AA that like being fed spiritually like that, and just the fact that I'm surrendering my issues to a higher power. Because your higher power in the AA, they say it could be anything, you know what I mean? Like, as you understand, it could be a fucking tree if that gets you sober. Like, so for me, honestly, like, yeah, just I don't know. Shit's been a lot better since I've just been going to meetings. Like,
And do you have a sponsor?
I don't, because I've been sober for a long time, and I'm like not gonna go back to it. But or I do technically have a sponsor, but we haven't like been meeting that often, like where we actually like work anything.
So it's more just the meetings themselves.
Yeah, the meetings themselves, and like we do book studies in there. So I'm going through the book and all that, but I haven't done like everything top to bottom yet and all that, and through all the steps. But still, I've been going for a few years actually. But that was the last component, and that's really important for me. And I never thought I would say that, but therapy like worked. You know what I mean, to a certain extent. But then I would still be empty, like in between every week that I would go to therapy. It'd be like, okay, then I would dip down again. Then I'd be like, oh, I went to therapy, but then do it. The last thing to fill in the cracks was spirituality and recovery. It's crazy, but yeah, so I just keep that up, and as long as that, you know, is in order, then everything else kind of falls in line. No matter how shitty it is, how bad it is, it's not unbearable, you know. I could still take it on, even if it fucks me up, but you know, I get back up.
So I know music obviously and writing a big help in
it's almost a necessity, because I don't do it like I don't go I don't feel good, I'm gonna write music. It just happens, you know what I mean? Like I'm losing my mind, I don't know what to do. Sometimes I can't write music when I'm losing my mind, and other times I just end up in the garage and I'm just going crazy. But sorry, anyways.
No, I was also gonna ask if you don't mind sharing, just because I know I have some friends that are on the line of like wanting to get help, and then they're having a hard time because they don't either one. I feel like there's a lot of mistrust. They feel like they don't like it's not gonna help them, or they feel like
It's
like a lot of it
interfere with their lives.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of it is like they have too much going on in their life that they don't want to. They don't feel like they have time for it. Like, what would you say to someone who just feels like I don't have time for this, even though I know I need help? We'll just say some substance abuse.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who is like, I don't have time for it?
Wait, you're specifically talking about recovering from substance abuse? You're saying that they don't have time to
like that's something I've been getting when people like share, because like they'll share the struggles, and I'm like, you should get help, go, and then they're like, yeah, I'm going to, just right now, it's just like my life's just too crazy.
It's so hard because I'm a very like empathetic, like compassionate person. I'm very sensitive and like what's the word, like when I talk to people about things, I approach them like non-aggressively or whatever. But that's the one thing that I needed from recovery is like a kick in the ass. Like people are kind of aggressive, but in a good way. You know what I mean? They're there for you. They have your back and stuff, but they are kind of like, dude, you need to get your shit like together. And one of the biggest things,
that tough love.
yeah, the tough love. You know what I mean? I didn't really like have that growing up. Like I was raised by mainly like women. So, what do you call it? So it is true. Like if you're not, no one can get you sober but you. Right. So that's the hardest thing, is like to try to convince someone. I don't preach to anyone. You know what I mean? But people just see how I'm doing, and people have been reaching out to me because they saw how bad I was. They used to do shit with me. You know what I mean? Like we were on the streets of Pomona, like doing drugs together and doing stupid shit together. And they're like, bro, like I see how good you're doing with your son and blah, blah, blah. And it sucks, but you can't really convince someone. I mean, just to answer that question, like if you have the time to drink and do drugs, you got time to try to recover. You know what I mean? Yeah. And also going to AA is nothing like you might think it would be. You know what I mean? That's a big thing. For me, it was my mom told me, if you don't go, you're out of the house. And so I was like, fuck. You know what I mean? I was like, it's going to be another church thing, blah, blah. I go there and everyone's saying like fuck and God in the same sentence. And I was like, oh, wait, what?
Yeah.
Like, people are roasting each other. We go on Tuesdays. It's called Mad Dog Madness. And like literally there's crosstalk. If someone's sharing, like someone could talk about like fucking ODing on heroin. They're like, you fucking idiot. Like it's hilarious, dude. Like, but it's all love. No, I know it sounds terrible, but like it's a community. You know what I mean? It's like, it's nothing like you would think. Everyone's so real and raw. And that's the part like about religion that I didn't like. It seemed disingenuous. You know what I mean? It's just real. No one's fucking putting on a front. Everyone's just upfront and like real with their problems and stuff. But yeah, man. So if any of your friends want to like catch a meeting, literally just look up meetings near me. You know, I would say even if your problem is just drugs, maybe try an AA first. Some people don't really like NA, but either way, look up a meeting, man. Try it. You never know till you try. You know what I mean? Yeah. I was one of those people. Trust me, there was no way you could convince me to do that. And then my mom was like, hey, unless you're out of the fucking house. Yeah. But it completely changed my life.
Oh,
yeah.
Love it.
Well, Mike, where are you at?
I'm doing well, man. I feel like I've been, the first time in my life, I've been going to the gym kind of consistently.
Yeah.
I want to talk about this.
He's been trying to get me to go to the gym with him for years, but he also lives about 30 minutes or 20 minutes from me.
I also had a gym in my house for a long time.
But then like
What's your
that would have cut into like our like pizza time, and then our like our
you know what I did?
Our YouTube video watching.
I did start gaining a lot of weight when I started hanging out with you more again.
Don't do
You know,
Don't do that.
I was like, I was fit, and then you started coming around and.
He laughs.
Have you seen that video of the like, are they brothers or something like that started like a YouTube eating channel, and then like however many years later they're like having breakdowns because they're like, I'm fat because of you. I gotta find it. I'll show it to you. But yeah,
that's this dynamic, right?
That's what this is. I was chiseled. Now it's just.
I was doing pretty well before the pandemic. I had
way back when.
No, but no, I feel like I've been good. Wedding stuff is starting to ramp up, and that's exciting.
It's so fast.
So fast. But I mean, we there's a lot we have taken care of and stuff. So it's been it's been good. I feel like it's gonna be fine. And
Is it?
it's going so fast. Yeah, no, it's gonna be good.
It's funny, even your, we saw your mom this weekend, and she was like, yeah, I'm going on this trip, whatever. She was telling us about her trip. She's like, and then Mike springs this wedding on me. And I was like, yeah, he did that to us too.
Oh, so you are getting married?
Yeah, I'm getting married in April.
Okay.
Did in like 2 weeks.
Oh.
No. 2 months.
Oh, yeah, man. Congrats.
Thank you. But, yeah, so, I first time ever, going to the gym consistently.
Is that just because you want to fit into a tux?
No, dude. Honestly,
He doesn't want to spit his pants.
the most old man thing, dude. The sauna. I discovered saunas.
Okay.
Dude, I don't know what it is about sweating, not having to do anything. I think that's what I love the most about it. It's like I'm not gonna do shit. I'm sweating. Like for me, I've always been.
Is that even a part of the gym? Does that really even?
There's one. I mean, I'm sure they're not.
I don't know what saunas are for, honestly. I don't even.
That's all it's
sweat
for,
it out,
just
really.
to sweat, yeah.
Yeah. But so I don't know why, sweating for me, if any sport I played, even baseball is not a sport where you it doesn't come when people think about it, it's not a sweating sport. But for me, I always felt I felt good if I could sweat in baseball.
Yeah.
Basketball, I sweat just once down the court.
Yeah.
But for anyone, I always start my set with a windbreaker or a hoodie, and it's because I want to sweat.
Mm-hmm.
I want that to get me going when I go on stage. I'm in it, trying to get work up a sweat before I even get on stage.
Is that a mental thing? Because anyone that works out or does something, you get that runner's high or the workout high or whatever. But the sweating itself, or is it more just the fact that you're sweating gets you pumped up?
I don't know. I think
it's an actual chemical thing.
I think it might be. I think for me, it goes into for me when I'm if I'm sweating, I'm warm.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I feel I'm ready.
Okay, that makes sense.
I feel I don't know.
Sure.
But anyways, so all I have to say is I'll go and
Is that why you come out of the bathroom all sweaty before you?
I make sure I do work in there. That's why I'm all sweaty.
Just violently warming up in the bathroom.
Watching cops on his phone.
But yeah, so it's funny because I like the sauna so much. I can get in there, and I'm just sitting there and I'm dripping sweat.
Well, yeah.
Love it. I don't even know the hoodie, dude. But what's
Man
funny?
activities, I support it.
Yeah, and it's because I want to do that, I make myself work out so that my reward is I get to go to the sauna afterwards.
It's like a reward.
Yeah. So.
Damn, I should do that. My reward's always a cigarette after I do something. Even I just started working out, by the way, which I just started doing just calisthenics and all that. Which another thing was always stupid to me when people are like, you just need to work out, drink more water, and get good sleep. And I was like, fuck you, that won't help my depression. It literally helps.
The key to life.
Ever. Yeah.
All the things I'm bad at.
Yeah, I forgot what we're talking about, but yeah.
Dude, we put I feel like everyone all it hit everyone. It was a meme or a post that we had put in one of our group chats, and it was going to bed late. What was it? Do you know what I'm talking about, Mike? Where it's
Those are your other friends.
no, whatever. Because you responded. You're like fuck, that's me. It's there's things going on in my life that I can't control during the day, and it's me staying at night is me choosing to take control of an area of my life.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I was like, dang, that's me.
Hit hard.
Yeah. Although, dude, I can go to bed. I can go to bed early, but
I can't.
I feel like that's just a pattern I see with most adults my age and my generation. It's it's all grow up in a Christian conservative home, then become atheist, then do all this shit, then start to kind of come back to it and find some spirituality and think there might be whatever. You figure out working out, not doing drugs.
All the shit we were told.
Yeah, literally just everything. And you're just kind of okay, there's a lot of truth to this shit.
Yeah.
We were just told in a way we didn't like, maybe.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
yes.
That's what it is.
It was the way that it was presented to us.
And that's so crazy because like for me, for my child, if I can say it in a way that he'll understand and he'll like grasp, then that could probably prevent a bunch of shit. You know what I mean? Him going through all the shit I went through. It's like, that's so important and so ridiculous though, to be like, I wasted a whole years of my life because I don't like the way I was told it. But you know, if you're a teenager, you won't get through your head. But
yeah, and it's also like, I think having like being, you know, if you're lucky or blessed enough to have like good supportive people outside of your parents, because like I think obviously parents, they gave us great advice. My parents gave me excellent advice. Yeah. But I don't know what it is, just because they're my parents. I'm just like a rebellious little kid. Like I had a hard time whenever they give me gold, and I was just like, nah. Yeah.
You just wanted to exercise your right to say no.
Yeah.
I think it was something I learned later on too. Like I hated school. Like I hated all that shit.
Same.
But then I loved learning stuff, right? Like I liked learning how to do things or figure out how to do things. And it was like, it came down to like, oh, it's because you telling me I need to know this that I don't want to do it. Right. But if it's something that I want to learn on my own, I'm all for knowledge, right? Yeah. So it's a weird, and that, you know, that might just be being a kid growing up, and it might be a punk rock thing. I don't know.
But like what you said about how it's like told to you, how it's presented, it changes everything.
Yeah.
I learned how to make enchiladas for the first time from YouTube.
Sick.
Sorry, it's so cool to me because I'm like, dude, YouTube is so amazing. Like,
I love it.
Anything you want to learn, you know what I mean? Like, again, dude, in school, I was like, fuck all this, but it's all there, man. I'm cooking now. Hell yeah.
It's all, never mind. It's a whole thing about how like, just, you know, kids can shred on any instrument now. From like,
from YouTube. What do you mean?
Like 2 weeks, like, because like, so taking up an instrument, just say guitar, and it's like, I had to learn from like, I took lessons for about a month, and then he showed me like what a power chord was, and I was like, that's all I need. Thank you.
That's it.
But it's like now, like kids are just like, oh, how you playing guitar? Because they can like shred and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm like going on 2 months. I'm like,
yeah, but
they have videos.
Yeah,
like,
but for me, it's crazy when you have someone like that, and then they want to start a band and they can't write.
Yeah.
And to me, that's again what's so special to me about fucking writing, man. Because I'm not technical at all. I have never taken lessons in my entire life. My dad taught me all of my first chords, and I just went from there and started making up chords and doing whatever. And that's the best thing, man. But yeah, cool for people if they just want to like, you know, be technical and they just like playing like that. But it's crazy when someone can't write.
Yeah. That's
all right, well, let's add some songs to the playlist and then let's get out of here. So we have this Walking Blind playlist. Basically, what have you been jamming? Any genre, any type of music. You know what? First off, what one of your songs do you want to add? And then what have you been jamming lately that you want to add?
Like from one of my projects?
Yeah.
Ooh. I wish I had Cultura released already because that shit's gonna be heavy, but not yet. I'm trying to think. Should we keep it in the hardcore realm?
Nah, you don't have to.
You know what? No. Do you guys add songs too?
Yeah.
We add songs to the playlist, but not from our projects because you're the guest.
I know. I'm just trying to think right now. I'm like,
while you think, I actually have one on deck.
What's yours?
Solitaire by Strung Out.
Okay. I'll add mine. I'm gonna go Rancid, Ruby Soho.
Hell yeah.
Oh, okay.
This is so hard for me right now. This is what you get when you have fucking 15 bands. When you're a one-man band of 10 projects.
But at least you're in these bands. You know what I mean? Or it's like it's you.
You know what? I'll just do the Foul Grove single, and then for mine, and then I'll do a non-heavy for
Swallow.
I've done Birdie. I've done.
I've been listening to a lot of hip hop lately. I've been getting back into like tagging.
Sick.
Yeah. I've just been doing that shit at home on a little whiteboard that I got. So you know what? Let me see. Let's see my tagging playlist. My bad, it's taking me a while.
Is it a Lagwagon on the cover?
Huh? This is so random too. I've had that Vampire Weekend song stuck in my head. Was it your punk or whatever it is? Like the
Which one?
The one huge Vampire Weekend song.
Oh, from Step Brothers.
Because that's announced, right? I think that show was announced. It was Steve posted it.
Okay.
Yeah, Steve posted it. I want to make sure Steve posted it.
Get him in trouble.
I know.
You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna do Your Mama from The Far Side.
Sick.
Shake it up, get a little funky in there.
Dude, I like our playlist.
Is it like all over the place?
It's all over the place,
Hell yeah.
dude.
I haven't even checked it out yet.
Dude, it's really it's like pretty random. I love it.
It's so random.
A-Punk?
Yeah, that's the Vampire Weekend song.
Oh, a lot of Rage too. I've been getting into Rage Against the Machine again.
Okay,
you heard-
it has been announced. It
has
has
been?
been announced.
Okay.
So I want to say this. Fucking proud of our boy Steve. They are gonna be Voodoo's gonna be playing the fucking Hollywood Bowl with Vampire Weekend this summer. So yeah, June 12th. It's like in LA.
Do I know Vampire Weekend?
I'm sure you've heard the song.
Yeah, I know. As soon as you hear the guitar, you know.
As soon as you hear the guitar.
Have you seen Step Brothers like a bunch of times?
Yeah.
Do you remember the very beginning after he like puts the nachos in the microwave and that song is like?
Okay, yeah.
Do you
That's
remember what I'm
that's-
talking about?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
Vampire
If it's
Weekend.
what I'm thinking of, then yeah.
Yeah, that's Vampire Weekend.
Okay.
So-
It has a little ska beat or whatever.
Yeah, they announced that they're putting out their first record in like 5 years, and they are going to be playing. They're doing a tour, and Voodoo confirmed Hollywood Bowl. So that's like, dude, that's fucking
Huge,
huge.
man.
18,000.
That's your boy too.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's dope.
I don't know why he's playing drums with us. Go play with Vampire Weekend and play a Torch Culture show to like 50 kids.
Don't let him get the idea. He's gonna think
Love
about
it.
it now. He's gonna be like, "What the fuck am I doing?"
So yeah, shout out Steve. Fucking proud of you. Proud of everybody in that band. But
Yeah.
it's rad. Well,
Sick, dude.
guys ready to get out of here? Mike, you want to hit the outro?
Follow, like, and subscribe. No, we still have our GoFundMe.
We do.
Dude, because of you guys, we've been able to literally use the Fields on Wheels.
Yeah.
That
Up and
van out
running.
there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's back.
they need some help.
And
It does need some
I
love.
saw it myself, man.
It needs some love, but it's back on the road. So thank you to everybody that has donated to that. That's helped so much. We drove it yesterday, and we busted a little mission out to Santa Ana and around to Ontario and all the way back. So it's running again.
Yeah.
Brakes still a little sketchy, but it gets us where we need to be. So yeah, we're thank you to everybody that has donated. Like, we joke about it because we don't want to be sad, but like everybody that's contributed, like, that fucking means so much to us.
it's
We
awesome.
fucking love every one of you guys.
Hell yeah.
So thank you guys so much for that. Yeah, for us, follow us at Walking Blind Pod everywhere. WalkingBlindPod@gmail.com. You want to plug the socials?
What?
You want to plug your socials? Plug Pitcam Vids?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm never.
You're like, wait,
I
what?
don't even know that lingo. I don't even know what that means, dude. I'm so stupid. Does that mean just like say my socials?
Yeah. Tell them where to find you.
You're watching now. Yeah, at PitCamVids. That's PIT_CAM_VIDZ. And I don't know. That's the only one. Yeah, follow that. And Bright Mind Records. Follow that one too. Bright_Mind_Records. That's all, where all my music, you can find all that shit. So yeah.
Sick.
I'm awkward. I don't know. Shut up.
Dude.
Sick. We love you guys. We'll see you guys soon. Peace.
Whoop.